Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the show. I'm here talking about some NFL news. So let's get around to it. So, per your report, the hashtag Ravens are looking to add a running back on the trade market, according to @DM Rossini. So, we got some trade rumors here about some teams. So, the first one here with the Ravens, they're looking to add a running back on the trade market, which kind of makes a little bit of sense. The hashtag brands are looking at wide receivers, probably looking at possibly wide receiver 2 for Amari Cooper, to have with Amari Cooper. The hashtag Bills are looking at cornerbacks. And the hashtag Panthers are actively shopping defensive end / linebacker Brian Burns and are planning to keep him. So the Panthers are probably going to keep Brian Burns, most likely. But there's some big things here. Derrick Henry would be pretty enticing there to the Baltimore Ravens if they're looking to add a running back on the trade market. That's probably the running back they're interested in. But maybe they could get another underrated one on the market if there is another one they could find. But, I don't know, it's kind of hard to believe the Brian Burns thing, because you remember, they done the same thing with Christian McCaffrey, and they traded him. The Bills, they could definitely use a cornerback, another one after Tre'Davious White got hurt early in the season. So it's gonna be some interesting trade. It's gonna be an interesting 2023 trade deadline coming up. So we have some more news talking about Chase Young and Montez Sweat. So per your report, the hashtag Commanders want a second-round pick for either pass rusher Chase Young or Montez Sweat and are listening to offers, per @DM Rossini. The team only received offers in the third-round pick range so far. Come on. Of course they're going to want a first and second-round pick. A first or second-round pick. If you're a team that goes deep in the playoffs, it's worth it. But I don't know if this report is true. I'm pretty sure teams have probably offered more than a third-round pick. Like, you shouldn't trade one of those guys just for, like, say, a third-round pick. But that's kind of worth it for a contender. But I don't think the Commanders would want to do that just to get that, take a third-round pick. But if that's not offers they're getting, they might just have to take it. And it's either going to be a second or third, and they're going to have to do it if they want to get rid of one of those two. But, yeah. An update. Hashtag Titans Stars. Well, Derrick Henry still is a star. Stars running back and star wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins. He ain't a star anymore. Appear to be staying in Tennessee, per @DM Rossini. The team has gotten calls on a number of players, but Jim Ryan Carthon is not moving on any offer unless it's exceptional, per Deanna. She asks if the hashtag Cowboys never called about Derrick Henry. They're so boring. Like, the Titans are just a boring team. They might as well just move on from those two, because they're kind of getting a little bit old, you know. I mean, I know it depends on the offers they get, but they're just wasting Derrick Henry's career away. Like, they're just wasting his career there. And you can rebuild, get some draft picks, get your team younger, get a more talented offense compared to the one you have now. The Titans are just so boring. So an update. The Jets aren't getting many calls on Pro Bowl running back Dalvin Cook or for pass rusher Carl Lawson, per @DM Rossini. Cook recently said he's frustrated with his limited role on the team and feels he's a running back needs to get more carries to get going. Who would trade for Dalvin Cook? Why do they expect a 30-year-old running back to draw interest when he's washed? Come on, Jets. Like, he's washed. Nobody's going to want him. I guess we were crazy for thinking the Vikings were crazy for letting them walk. Or for letting him walk. So now we have to talk about a report. Per report, the hashtag 49ers are, quote, working the phones ahead of the trade deadline and are looking to add a pass rusher and a cornerback. Per @DM Rossini, the Niners defense hasn't been able to generate the same pass rush the past couple games they had earlier this season. Oh boy, what are they going to get? I mean, they definitely need another cornerback, but I don't know. If the pass rush doesn't get there, it doesn't even matter. When they'll have, like, forever to throw. Kyer Elam will definitely be an option to go get, because I think he's going to be in the trade market for the Bills. So that could be a cornerback to get. Maybe Carl Lawson could be a pass rushing option. But yeah, we'll see. So an update, the hashtag Broncos are listening to offers on wide receiver Jerry Jeudy, wide receiver Courtland Sutton, and linebacker Josey Jewell, but are not open to trading cornerback Patrick Surtain, per at DiMarzini. No offers come close to motivating GM George Patton to make a move, end quote. Well, we knew that. Like, I swear it's an update every few minutes on the Broncos. Like, we get it. There's players on the trade market. It's literally the same players that has been mentioned. They're not going to trade Patrick Surtain. We've been knowing they're not going to trade Patrick Surtain. The only players that would be available are probably like Jerry Jeudy, Courtland Sutton, and maybe Josey Jewell. That's it. So breaking, hashtag 49ers QB Brock Purdy is cleared the concussion protocol and should start against the hashtag Bengals. Now, he really cleared the concussion protocol after 4 days. It's probably one of the... It feels like those supposedly system QBs who are supposedly succeeding because of scheme coaching, and the weapons end up getting the rough end of the stick. I don't know. So it's good to see that he can clear the concussion protocol, so good news. It's good news they cleared concussion protocol. Per report, hashtag Cardinals QB Kyler Murray doesn't have any physical restrictions and could be returning to play over the next 3 to 4 weeks, per DiMarzini. Jesus Christ, why so long to wait? I mean, yeah, it'd be facing a top 3 defense, at least the league in sacks next game, and you have to play another top 3 defense from Myles Garrett, so... Yeah, I understand why they're probably not wanting to play him the next few weeks, play against those good defenses right there, when just now coming back. But, I don't know. I think they should just play him, though. Per report, Giants QB Daniel Jones isn't expected to miss the rest of the 2023 season with his neck injury, per at DiMarzini. He won't play Week 8 against the hashtag Jets, but he might return for Week 9 against the hashtag Raiders. Coach Brian Daboll left uncertainty on Friday about Jones returning this season. He's probably done for the season. I thought he was going to be fine, but then now he said, "Oh, there's uncertainty about him returning this year." It's just play Tyrod Taylor until his luck runs out. Cause it's good right now, but just play him until his luck ends. An update: the hashtag Browns aren't planning to place QB Deshaun Watson on injured reserve. Sources told at DiMarzini. Watson only threw 5 passes last week against the Colts, completing one while throwing an interception. I thought I was ready. I wasn't ready to say about the Colts game. Might as well just put him on the injured reserve. He's been an absolute disaster for this team. Has Mr. Deshaun Watson. Probably one of the worst contracts in the league right now. Probably one of the worst trades of all time as well is Deshaun Watson. So now we got some more injury updates. Bears defensive back Jaquan Brisker illness has been downgraded to out for tomorrow's game for the Bears on Sunday Night Football. Now we have some injury updates from the Commanders. Defensive tackle Phidarian Mathis, with a calf injury, has been removed from the injury report and will be active for Week 8. Raiders coach Josh McDaniels announces that QB Jimmy Garoppolo, who missed last week's game with a general back soreness, is back as a starter on Monday Night Football against the hashtag Lions. Oh no, they're going to lose this game. The Bengals have placed running back Chase Brown, who injured his hamstring on Thursday, practiced on injured reserve. He's out 4 games. So Chase Brown is out for the next 4 games at least. So we've got through the news from Dolph Kleeman, Ian Rappaport. Let's go to Adam Schefter here. So if we got any more stuff. So the Commanders have placed linebacker Cody Barton and guard Sadiq Charles on injured reserve. They also removed, obviously, the 2022 second-round pick Federico Mathis from the injury report, and he will now make his season debut. Mathis tore his ACL in the first regular season game last year, had a calf injury preseason, has been on injured reserve since August. Now he's back. Put Ron Rivera on injured reserve. Rams have activated running back Darrell Henderson from the practice squad for Sunday's game versus the Cowboys. Just signed him to like a 3-year deal at this point. I think we figured that out last week, to be honest. The forecast for Sunday's Chiefs-Broncos game in Denver calls for a high of 23 degrees, a low of 13, with 6 to 14 inches of snow per the National Weather Service. So we're going to get a snow game in October. That's crazy. But yeah, that's all for the NFL news. For the second NFL news, there's usually a lot more stuff after the first one I upload. So yeah, until next time, peace.